The story of Jennifer Lawrence begins long before the world knew her as the powerful and fearless Katniss Everdeen. She was born on August 15, 1990, in Louisville, Kentucky, into a middle-class family that had no direct connection to Hollywood or the entertainment world. Her father owned a construction company, and her mother ran a children's camp, so Jennifer grew up surrounded by nature, animals, and the kind of lifestyle that kept her grounded. She was not a child who blended in with the rest. Early on, her parents noticed she had an unusually intense sensitivity, a sharp emotional understanding, and an ability to express feelings with surprising depth. But at school, this didn't help her much. She struggled socially, often feeling misunderstood. Other students saw her as different, sometimes too expressive, too honest, or too energetic. Teachers noticed her difficulty concentrating in class and her lack of interest in traditional school activities. But whenever she stepped into a play, a skit, or any moment that required performing, something magical happened. She transformed. She became confident, focused, and completely alive. Throughout her childhood, Jennifer faced several emotional challenges. She battled anxiety, felt isolated from most kids her age, and often found the classroom environment overwhelming. Her mother later revealed that Jennifer had a stronger imagination than most children, which sometimes made reality feel too restrictive. The one thing that made sense to her, the one thing that made her feel truly understood, was acting. It was not a hobby for her, it was an escape, a language, a world where she felt in control. Even before she was a teenager, she told her parents she wanted to act professionally, not just as a school activity, but as a career. Her parents initially refused. They wanted her to finish school, stay in Kentucky, and pursue a stable path. But Jennifer was persistent. Whenever she watched movies, she didn't just admire the actors, she studied them. She used to act out scenes in her room and asked her family to judge her performances. Slowly, her parents began to see that this wasn't a childish phase, it was a calling. When she was 14, fate stepped into her life in a way nobody expected. During a family trip to New York City, a talent scout noticed her on the street. He approached her family and asked if Jennifer had ever considered acting. Her mother hesitated, unsure if this was real or just another empty promise from the industry. But after a few conversations and test shoots, it became clear that Jennifer had something rare. Casting directors saw it immediately: raw talent, natural confidence, and a fearless camera presence. She soon auditioned for several small roles, and although she didn't land many at first, the industry kept calling her back. She had an energy people didn't forget. Her family made the difficult decision to let her travel between Kentucky and New York for auditions. It wasn't an easy lifestyle: long bus rides, tight budgets, and constant rejection. But Jennifer never broke down. Instead, every no made her stronger. Her breakthrough came when she landed a role in The Bill Engvall Show, a sitcom that finally allowed her talent to be seen on television. Although the show wasn't a major hit, Jennifer's performance caught the attention of several producers and directors who admired her natural acting style. She didn't behave like a newcomer. She behaved like someone who had been acting professionally for decades. With this early momentum, Jennifer set her sights on Hollywood. Moving to Los Angeles was another big risk, especially for someone so young, but she embraced every challenge with a determination far beyond her age. She began auditioning for film roles, often competing against actresses who had more experience and training. Yet Jennifer had an advantage: she was real. She didn't overact, she didn't force emotions, and she didn't try to imitate anyone else. Everything she did came from instinct. In 2010, she appeared in the independent film Winter's Bone, a gritty drama that demanded emotional intensity and maturity. Her performance stunned critics. At just 20 years old, she earned her first Academy Award nomination for Best Actress. Hollywood had no choice but to pay attention. This was the moment the world realized a new superstar had arrived. But her life changed permanently when she was cast as Katniss Everdeen in The Hunger Games. The role required strength, vulnerability, emotional depth, and physical stamina. Jennifer delivered all of that with remarkable authenticity. She trained for months, learning archery, combat techniques, and survival skills. She embraced the responsibility of being the face of a massive global franchise, even though the pressure was overwhelming. When the film released, it shattered box office records and made Jennifer one of the most recognized actresses in the world. Despite her rising fame, Jennifer remained surprisingly humble. She joked around during interviews, laughed loudly, embraced her awkward moments, and showed the world that she wasn't going to pretend to be perfect. Her genuine personality quickly became part of her charm. Fans adored her because she felt relatable, not distant or untouchable like other celebrities. Around this time, Jennifer continued to challenge herself with different film roles, from romantic dramas to intense psychological movies. She proved she could adapt to any character and bring something unique to the screen. Her career accelerated so quickly that she became the highest-paid actress in the world before turning 25. Studios trusted her, audiences loved her, and critics praised her consistently. But fame didn't come without its price. Jennifer faced several public struggles, including privacy violations, stress from constant media attention, and the difficulty of balancing personal life with global recognition. Yet she handled every situation with remarkable grace and maturity, often speaking openly about issues faced by young women in Hollywood.
Jennifer's rise in Hollywood was not just a story of fame, it was a story of resilience and self-discovery. As she entered her mid-20s, she realized that success came with an unexpected weight. She was no longer just an actress, she had become a symbol of a generation, a representative of strong female characters, and a public figure whose every move was watched, analyzed, and judged. The pressure increased after she won her first Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook. At only 22, she became the second youngest woman in history to win the Academy Award for Best Actress. This milestone placed her on a global pedestal, but it also intensified the spotlight. She began to feel the emotional strain of maintaining a public image while trying to remain true to herself. Even with the increasing demands of fame, Jennifer continued to push herself creatively. She reunited with director David O. Russell for another acclaimed performance in American Hustle, which earned her additional award nominations. Her ability to adapt to different roles impressed filmmakers and audiences alike. She was no longer just the face of a popular franchise, she was now recognized as one of the most talented actresses of her generation. However, the scrutiny over her personal life grew stronger. Paparazzi followed her everywhere. Rumors circulated online. Her private photos were leaked in a major cyber attack that violated her privacy and deeply affected her emotionally. Jennifer publicly addressed the incident, condemning the invasion of privacy and highlighting the dangers of digital exploitation. Her bravery in speaking out made her a voice for young celebrities facing similar challenges. Despite the challenges, Jennifer found ways to stay grounded. She prioritized her family, kept close friends outside the industry, and often took breaks from Hollywood whenever she felt overwhelmed. She also became more selective in choosing film roles, focusing on projects that aligned with her values and personal growth rather than just box office success. During this period, she starred in films like Joy, where she portrayed a determined woman overcoming personal and professional obstacles. The role resonated with her deeply, reflecting her own struggle to navigate fame while staying true to herself. She earned another Oscar nomination for her performance, proving her consistency as an actress. As years passed, Jennifer began exploring new aspects of her career. She developed an interest in producing and started working behind the scenes on projects that highlighted strong narratives and complex characters, especially for women. She believed in using her platform to create meaningful stories and open opportunities for others. While she continued acting, she allowed herself the freedom to take longer breaks between films. She openly discussed the importance of mental health and the need to live a life outside the spotlight. This honesty only strengthened her bond with fans, who admired her authenticity. In 2019, her life took a new turn when she married art gallery director Cook Maroney. The relationship brought her stability and peace, giving her a sense of normalcy that had been missing for years. Jennifer embraced married life with joy, and in 2022, she welcomed her first child. Motherhood added a new layer to her personality, one that brought her happiness and a renewed sense of purpose. She became more protective of her private life, choosing to keep her family away from public exposure as much as possible. Even as a new mother, Jennifer continued to work selectively. She returned to the screen with the Netflix film Don't Look Up, a satirical drama that quickly became one of the platform's biggest hits. Her performance once again showcased her versatility, proving she could balance humor, emotion, and intensity effortlessly. As she stepped into the mid-2020s, Jennifer matured not only as an actress, but also as a woman who had learned from every challenge she faced. She participated in philanthropic efforts, supported women's rights, and engaged in conversations about Hollywood's treatment of young talent. She used her voice to advocate for equal pay in the industry and became an inspiration for aspiring actresses across the world. By 2026, Jennifer Lawrence stood as both a Hollywood icon and a symbol of resilience. Even after more than a decade at the top, she continued evolving, choosing thoughtful roles, producing new stories, and raising her family with love and intention. Her journey from a misunderstood child in Kentucky to one of the most influential actresses in the world remained a testament to her determination, courage, and authenticity. Her story teaches that greatness does not come from perfection, but from embracing one's uniqueness, facing challenges with strength, and staying grounded amid success. Jennifer's life up to 2026 reflects a woman who navigated fame with honesty, overcame adversity, and used her talent to touch millions of hearts around the globe. And as her journey continues, the world watches with anticipation, knowing that she will keep surprising us with new chapters, new performances, and new achievements in the years to come.